Okay. While I'm doing that, does anyone have a property that they want to do a CMA on? Or no? Maybe.
I don't mind. I've got one I'm showing tonight, so let's do one on in the chat.
You got one? Okay. I'm just going to throw the link in the chat here. You guys all got access to this, or? Yeah, everyone's got access to the wiki site? I think you guys all do.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I think we got the special guest on the call today too. Omid is here. I don't know if he's around or if he's.
Nice.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll jump in here and give us some wise wisdom. Before we jump into the CMAs, you guys have anything, any questions or anything on anything that's going on? How's your week going?
The listing presentation that we got sent last week, it looks like it's originally from Bold. I'm trying to find out what it was called because I put it somewhere, but I don't know what I called it, and now I can't find it again. So if it's in the wiki site, tell me where I look in the wiki site to find that stuff.
Yeah, it will be on the wiki site. Give me 1 second there. So it should be under. It's a video that you're talking about, or?
No, it was probably a Word document. I guess it was 4 pages. 3
the
pages.
Listing presentation.
Yeah, it says presentation script at the top of it, and it looks like it's one of the Kokoska ones from Bold.
Okay. There's a page on the wiki site. It's just presentation packages, and then there's a couple tabs under there. There's a buyer consult, a listing presentation, and a pre-listing package. I would check first, and if you
sorry, just so I'm looking on the left-hand side, or
that's right. Yeah, okay. Left-hand side should be alphabetic order. So presentation packages.
Okay, that looks like that's the Ackerman one. Oh, wait. Got it.
Got it.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
I'll tag that one. How do I?
So anyone got any questions or anything before we dive into a CMA? No, you guys are all good. Did you want to do it, or do you want me to do it? You want to post the address there? Is it already in there? Yes, sir. You want to go through it, or do you want me to do it?
Actually, you can do it.
I could do it. Okay.
I think it's better that way because I haven't done very many of them, so it's nice when every time that one of you does it, then there's like little things that I pick up on.
Yep, no problem. Is this a client of yours or someone that you're trying to pick up, or?
No, we're actually looking at this today with my clients.
Okay, so you're
looking on the market for so long. Yeah, for my buyer.
So I'm sharing my screen here. Do it over. Okay, and it's a detached, right?
Detached.
You guys can see my screen?
No.
No.
Okay.
Now we can.
Now can you see? Okay, perfect. Okay. Could someone just read out the address for me?
It's a 6463
6463.
139 8th Street.
Okay. All right, so I said a couple times, it looks like, in the last couple years here. It's been on, well, it's a lot of days on the
Yeah.
market. Okay, let's see the previous. So that was 40 days, end of last year. 5 days. Wow. Okay, so it's basically been on the market since October of last year.
The only, because I did call the realtor and I asked him, like, you know, in this market, like, what's going on? Why this is still sitting here? And he said that the sellers need a
Yeah.
3-month completion.
They need a 3-month completion.
Yeah.
Sorry, Menver, I don't know if it's my turn or yours. So he said the issue is that they need a 3-month completion.
That's the only thing they gave to me of why it's not selling, because most people are looking at 2 months.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say that's an issue. 3 months isn't out of the ordinary.
Okay.
You know, two months is normal, but 3 months is still pretty normal, I think. More to do with pricing. So they're assessed at 112 and then listed out. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here. So we're in East Newton. So usually I pick off single family right away, so I'm not getting any other properties showing up. Change it to sold and start with 90 days back. So the home is 3,500 square feet. What do you guys think is a good range for square footage here?
Maybe
3,000 to 4,000. Yeah, I think so. And the lot size is 3,700 square feet. So what would you guys put for lot size?
I put 3,200.
32. Usually in this case, what I would do, I would just cap it out at 45. This one's 37. Yeah, I'd probably cap it out at 45 and just see if that narrows it down enough. Yeah, so you get 15 listings that way.
Oh, I was
These have all
thinking
sold
of,
in the last 90 days.
I thought you were referring to the minimums, so that's why I said 32.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, with a lot this small, I probably wouldn't throw a minimum in there. You know, the smallest
Okay, good to know.
you'll probably find is probably about 3,000 square feet anyway. I don't think you're going to get much smaller than that. So.
Okay.
So let's see what pops up here. Sorry, I just want to see the age on this place. So in 2012.
2012.
6-bedroom, 6 bed, 5 bath. So this one isn't too far off. I usually look at the tax assessment. I don't look at the value per se, but more as a percentage of what's going on. So, if I can't get an accurate number, I'll use an overall percentage to kind of guide the situation a little bit as well. You can't lean on it too much, but it's good to kind of have that knowledge in the back of your head. So this one's assessed at 103, and we were assessed at 100,000 more on this one. So this one's pretty slow. We sold in 11 days. I'm just getting some feedback here. Craig, I think it might be yours. So this one's obviously a smaller lot. House is smaller as well. Sold at 192. 2015. Kind of surprised this one hasn't sold. You've been through it, Manver? How's it show?
We're
no
gonna
pictures or
see
either.
it today.
Oh, you're gonna see it today. Okay. See if there's any. Is this a different agent? Samara. Okay. Wow. So he's been on the market almost a year and he's got no pictures, no virtual tour. Let's look at the old one, see what that looks like. So, you would assume it's all in original condition from 2012. I doubt they've done any renos or anything. Do you know if they've updated anything since the original build?
No, he just says, because I asked him what the condition, he said it's been lived in and the management are required, but other than that, no extensive damage.
Sorry, what's required?
He said just like minor touch up, maybe a new paint, whatever, that's all that's really required.
Cosmetic stuff? Okay. Yeah, I mean, looks decent. Obviously, these pictures are from a year ago, so I doubt too much has changed, but so has he given you any type of indication whether they've had offers in the past or?
Yeah, well, all he said, he goes, he had a couple before, but they were just asking for 2 months and his sellers need 3 months because they need to purchase another home as well.
What are your clients comfortable with 3 months or?
Yes, because mine are renting right now,
Okay.
so
Okay.
they're able to work with the dates.
Yeah, I mean, from what I'm seeing here, his price isn't. Yeah, I think he's a little bit overpriced, but not too far off. Here he's listing. You guys thinking any numbers so far? Anyone got any numbers they throw out?
I was thinking about 11.7.
Say that. Sorry, Manver, I think your internet's kind of choppy.
1175.
Yeah. I just want to see these last few on the higher end and just see what the difference is here. 2008 builds. So the lot sizes, you're starting to creep up over 4,000 with these last few here. Everything else is still fairly similar in terms of the size of the property. This one's smaller though. That one's brand new, so that one doesn't count. 1 second here. Anyone else got numbers they'd throw out, what they think it's worth? You know what? I mean, for the amount of time it's been on the market, I would probably even go lower. You know, give them the dates that they want if it's not a huge issue for your clients, and maybe start around 1-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, most people wouldn't have an issue with going at 3 months for completion. I don't think that would be an issue at all. So, you know, I think he's overpriced her a little bit. I'd go in at 1-1
What kind
and see what they
do you
say.
think I should ask him then today?
Say that again.
So I was saying, like, what kind of a questions can I ask him just to know, like, I mean, I did ask him out front, like, why is it still sitting on the market? But what kind of other questions can I ask to get the details out of him of why it's not moving?
I mean, that's I would say that's a little tough. Like me personally, if I was a listing agent, I wouldn't give you much. You know, if it's a price issue, it's a price issue. There's not much else to mask it. It seems like it shows well. Um, you know, it looks like it's in good condition. The area is selling, things are moving. So I think as a listing agent, he knows it's a price issue. You know, it's maybe they're not very motivated. Do they? Obviously, they don't have anything lined up. Are they actively looking at properties or anything? Do you know? Or
No, I don't know. All he said is that, are your buyers okay with 3 months? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think going in at 1-1 is an insult to them. You know, you can see properties that have sold for less than that. Obviously, that's a little bit older, but yeah, I would go 1-1. I think you're well within. I think you'll probably end up close to this mark right here, 115. But again, it depends how motivated they are. How many
do
times
you
have
think
your
maybe
clients
like
lost?
11? We've lost out a few of them now. So I'm thinking maybe we can go in at 1125 then.
Yeah, I think that's okay as well. You know, the big question for me is going to be how motivated these sellers are. Just from looking at the history on the property, I I don't think there's a ton of motivation there. I'm sure they've had offers. Um, you know, they used that same price last year as well. So yeah, so, and
Yeah,
this is
because
what they were.
there's another one that we were looking at, which I feel is priced way too high. And it's listed at 1280. And I'll put that one's address in here too, actually.
Same area?
Roughly.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I mean, in November, they were listed at 1150. Seven, 557. Okay. Yeah, that one is overpriced from what I'm seeing as well.
To see, I put out a verbal offer for that 7557 at like 1190. And
Yeah,
the other realtor said, because I figured like, I'll offer, and if he says okay, then we'll kind of drop the written contract. And that realtor came back and said that they've had offers up till 1224 and the owners declined. So we just didn't even pursue that one because I felt that was way above what it should go for.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he is definitely overpriced. He'll if they're motivated, they'll come down at some point. I don't think he's. Yeah, I mean, the highest sale in the areas over the last 90 days has been, 1270, for a newer and bigger product. So, any updates to this one? Has it been rent out or no? Looks original.
No. The only thing it has is it's got 2 one-bedroom basement suites, so you do have that mortgage helper.
Okay. I didn't look at the other one. How many did that one have? 1 or 2 suites?
The other one just had 1 two-bedroom suite.
1 2 bedroom. Okay. What are you figuring for rents there? Probably 900
I think they're about 1,300,
for the
14-ish.
2 bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The one bedroom, she said one side's rented for 900 and then the other was 830.
830. Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, yeah, I mean, if I personally was looking at the 2 properties, I'd definitely lean to the first one. I think the big question is going to be motivation there. That 3 month thing doesn't really sound like it's a huge issue to me. So I don't get why they haven't moved at this point.
Okay.
Um, I would let them pick dates and go in at your price, right? I mean, if you guys are flexible, maybe you can save a few grand, letting them pick whatever dates they want, and might benefit you that way.
Okay.
Anyone else has a number that they'd throw out for an initial offer on the property Manbear's looking at? I'll bring it up here again.
Anybody?
Anybody got any input?
Um, I would say like 113 or 114 because it was previously you said November is 115.
Yeah, that was last year. So I mean, the market obviously picked up since
Yeah.
that point.
Because it's been on the market for really long, so I think you have that negotiating power because of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean I think that's definitely on your side. I think the biggest question is just going to be how motivated they are. I'd be surprised if they haven't received offers,
You'll
just
just ask
given how things are
motivated are your
moving.
sellers?
Say that again?
Maybe I'll just ask them, how motivated are your sellers?
Yeah, I think that's a big question. Because I mean, you know, if they've had good, strong offers, I don't think a couple weeks here and there is gonna really stop them. But and you know, people are throwing out subject-free offers there right now. I'm pretty sure they'd be able to accommodate a month. Who knows? Maybe they're really sticky on the dates, but just going with blank dates and going with a good, decent price and see where it goes. Carol's gonna say, "Don't go in with
Sounds
blank
good.
dates."
So would it be a good idea to maybe like again verbally tell him?
All right, yeah, I'm gonna speak
you know,
up on
verbally
that.
and see-
No contract should have a blank in it, period, because then it's not negotiable. And I agree with Aman and going at 1-1, it gives you good negotiating power. Ask the dates. They're not gonna give motivation because legally you really can't say that unless the seller has in writing that you can say the motivation. So I always say just go in low, go in 1-1, because that gives you the room. You know, you want to, that's the excitement, Alman, isn't it? Is the negotiating is when you really get a high in real estate.
Yeah.
And, you know, pull it together, pull up your CMAs and stuff like that, and pull up the time on the market. Exactly what Alman's saying, 100%, but no blanks on a contract.
Yeah, just
Ever.
pretend I didn't say
Ever.
that.
Are you the only person writing, or are there any other offers?
And verbal.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Have a conversation with him, right? I mean, you don't have to go blank dates. I do, but you don't have to. But you know, see if there's ideal dates that they have, and say we're willing to work with you on the dates. Let's start here and see what happens, right? You know, I think they've lost all their leverage being on the market this long. You know, he should be begging you to send something through. So
Ask if they want to rent.
So is it a good
back as
idea
well.
to do it?
yeah, and I mean it.
Okay.
Right on them. They might want to rent back. Say, you know what? We'll complete in a month. You get your money. You can rent back for 2 months, and then that gives them the opportunity to.
That's awesome, right there.
That's
Yeah.
a really good negotiating tool. Because then they got their money. Because what happens then when they're doing their purchase, they have negotiating power on their purchase because they have their money in hand. It's a win-win.
Right.
For everyone.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Have you considered maybe?
Or the other alternative is that you can give them maybe an option to extend by a month if they need to. If your buyers are okay with it, obviously. But you know, just say, look, if you guys don't find anything within that time frame, we can extend by 1 month, and you know, it gives them some assurance, and it also gives your client at least an end date, knowing that there might be one possible extra month.
Okay, and then so now when I'm going in at 1-1, which I think makes sense now afterwards, do I just say that to him verbally, or should I actually draw up a contract?
I mean, maybe not throw out the price right away, but ask them on dates. See what they want on dates.
Okay.
Put those in there.
You're giving Carol a headache.
I know. Can I chime in? You know what? There's one thing in real estate that I hate is a verbal. Because so-and-so, we sat at a kitchen table, we decided that we want this, we want that. Put pen to paper, because that's when I will never take a verbal on a listing. You know, put it in writing, because that gives me something to work with, shows that the buyer's serious. I mean,
Hold on, I'm just going to remove Carol from the chat for a few minutes.
but then it means your buyers are serious. Put it in there.
I'm kidding.
Put it in writing. It gives you negotiating power. And then do the verbal once you have it in writing after the fact.
Yeah,
you know where I'm going with that?
If these guys are serious, they don't have any leverage. He's got, you know, less than 2 weeks left on the market. It's expiring at the end of the month. If he wants to get it done, he'll work with you to get it done, right?
So would it be a good idea for me to, like, you know, take my offer written with me today at 1.1, and then, you know,
You're going to do that?
fill in the dates by hand, and when I get there, initial them, and then say, here you go, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw something out there. Can I throw something out there?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Why not put 1.106 with some sort of paper and at least maybe a little intro letter saying, you know what? Here's a starting point. Love to hear from you.
Sounds good.
I mean, then it's not a no thought 1.1. It's a little interesting. It's 1.106. And, you know, just even leave them a little thank you card saying, you know, I thank you for at least taking a look at this. I would like to hear back from you, you know, before this listing expires.
That's a good idea.
My 2 bits.
Yeah, I mean, Manveer, I don't think you should have any problem with this. If the biggest questions, again, I'm going to say the same thing. It's like whether they're motivated to sell, right? I think your offer, I would consider it fairly strong. You know, they're probably going to counter you on the price either way, but start there and see where it goes.
Okay. Well, this was really helpful. I mean, you guys brought some really good points, especially with, you know, the giving them the option of renting it back. So I can run that by my buyers and then, you know, even have our case a little bit stronger.
Awesome. Cool. Hopefully we helped you out there. Sorry, the internet was cutting out there. Anyone else got a property that they want to do or they want me to do here?
Hey, Aman.
Yep.
Hi, I just have a quick question. If there is a direction
Sure.
regarding presentation of offers on a listing, and they're saying they will not review any until this coming Sunday, December the 20th at 7 p.m. Let's say I draft up a contract, so we can obviously submit sooner, right? But what do we do for dates on the offer? We leave it open for acceptance until, do you do 24 hours after the dates they put on the direction?
I usually, when it's a situation where I know there's multiples, I don't give them a huge window. If they're taking offers at, sorry, what'd you say, 7?
December 20th
Yeah.
at 7 p.m. So
he's
how
presenting at
would you put
7
them?
or?
They said they won't review anything until December 20th at 7 p.m.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'd give them till the end of the night. I mean, you know, I don't think they need longer than that if they're hoping to get it done in one night. So.
Okay, so 11?
Yeah,
few hours?
11, even throw in midnight if you want. I usually cut it off at 10 o'clock because I don't want to deal with it after that. But
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
like 9. I'm ready for TV.
yeah,
So your
yeah.
clients, you know, 9 o'clock, like if they're getting that many offers, 2 hours isn't that long to counter. Right, Aman? Like when they start getting later, people
Mhm.
are tired, they're not thinking, and that's when it's a risk for things to expire and then it's all dead. So
Right.
you want to tighten that time.
Mhm. Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else got any questions?
Hi there, this is Ivana. Sorry, my
Hi.
camera's not working.
That's okay.
I have a problem. It's Suite 103 at 13678 Grosvenor Road.
Sorry, give me 1 second. And sorry, this is for CMA.
Yes.
Sorry, you said the unit was 103.
And then the building number is 3678.
Sorry, your voice was
Should
cutting
I?
off. Can you put it in the chat?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And this is a property that you're potentially listing or your buyers are looking at, or?
Yes. It's a property I'm going to be listing.
Okay. Have you viewed the property or?
I have. It's empty right now. And it got renovated. There was a flood in August. And when the flood happened, the owner, the owner moved the sewer back up. So they redid everything.
Okay.
They put in all new appliances except the washing machine.
I see. So it was. So he's been the owner since 2014, I guess, 2013.
Yes, same owner.
Okay. Rentals allowed. Okay, so it's a studio or?
It's a 300 square feet bachelor suite. It's
Wow.
super
Okay.
tiny. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's dive in here. So I get a ton of comps on this, just being a studio. So we will go 6 months back and see if we get any bites. Honestly, with this, I probably wouldn't have a ton of restrictions in there. I'll probably just use a square footage. Go start at 500 and less. Oh, we got a few.
Okay.
And maybe I'll put in the age as well. So 2014 built. So what would you guys use for the age as a max? Anything, anyone? I would, let me try 15 years. Oh, that didn't work. 10 years. So you're still getting quite a few here. You know what? I'm going to reduce the square footage to 450 maybe. Still a lot. I want to try to get down to about 20 or so if possible. Yeah, that number seems right. Okay. Do you have a number that you've thought of?
Well, I was thinking somewhere around 250.
250? Okay. So sorry, that one was built in 2014. So yeah, I mean, right off the bat, you can see a lot of these that are over, actually most of these are 2019 built. So it's that one building there. Yeah, just looking initially, I'd say your number seems pretty accurate. Let's just go through them and see what the differences are here. 392. So that one was 370 or no, 300. Do you know what the strata fee is on that roughly?
I'm not sure, no.
Oh, okay.
I ordered all the strata documents a couple of months ago, but sorry, a couple of weeks ago, but I still haven't heard anything back.
Okay, no worries. So this one sold in November, 240. 341. I think I pretty much got a number here too. Anyone else got a number that they would throw out for this? So it's 300 square feet, built in 2014, and there are no rental restrictions.
There's also no parking.
It's no parking. Okay. Yeah, I would say you're bang on at 250. I wouldn't go over that for sure, but.
What are the solds for the last 4 months?
Okay.
Sorry, say that again.
What are the solds for the last 4 months?
So these are all the solds for the last 6 months. You're just getting the one building up. Are you talking about just that building,
Or even just for bachelors?
Yeah, so these are all bachelor suites. We can dive into that building and see if anything pops up here.
I mean, it seems like
Something did sell there.
I mean, the 50s sounds good because the 60s and 80s were the ones that are most popular.
Sorry, having a hard time hearing you.
I mean, is there any that have been sold in the 150 mark?
So nothing in the 150 mark. Starts at 240 and goes up to 335 is what I'm seeing with studios in the last 6 months.
So
Anything that's 10 years or newer.
So 240 is the lowest that's been sold?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably older buildings, but I don't think you're going to see many studios in the older ones. So in that building in particular,
And the one that sold, the 205, the suite 205 that sold, when was it? November. So I spoke with the listing agent on that one, and she said that an investor bought that. That's why it was on the market for 0 days.
okay.
And she thinks he's waiting to scoop another one.
Another one. Just go knock on his door. Yeah, I think it's no.
Is
he's probably the number.
As far as that goes, are we like? There was.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I was just wondering if, because the listing agent for the one that sold the market for 0 days, suite 205,
Yeah.
she told me that it was an investor who bought that and he's looking for another one. So would I be able to? Is that something that?
Sorry, your voice was cutting out. I missed that last little part.
To know if, like, what the etiquette is, the investor who bought that suite 205.
Yeah.
Is there any rules protecting and saying, hey, I have another suite that's coming up. It's going to be listed. I heard for another one. Is that something that gets done, or?
I mean, if you can find him or her, I think it's fair game. But obviously, at the end of the day, you can't represent both sides. So maybe it's a situation where, you refer it to someone and get a referral fee out of it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fair game. The listing agent for that previous unit doesn't have a relationship with him, so I don't know. Carol, how would you handle that if you know someone wants it?
You know what? I'd put it up for 255. He's watching. Obviously, he's bought in that one. So obviously he's watching this building, and you want a bit more negotiating room. So try and get your seller a little bit more money.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Thank you.
So that's where I would go with it at 255, because that's a really recent sold for that square footage.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's
nothing in the
so
building.
Yeah, same building,
Yeah.
255. Yeah, same floor, just about, yeah.
Yeah. See if there's anything active. Has your seller given you a number that they want?
No, not really. When I mentioned that the last place sold just below 250, she got it. So,
Okay, so
she take some garbage.
Sorry, I just pulled this one up. So there is an active in the building. It is bigger by about 30 square feet, but they're at 288. So maybe maybe ask them how their activity's been.
Okay.
Heard of this real estate office? Have you heard of them? Rain Realty. Yeah, I mean, ask how activity's been. If they've had a good amount of showings, you could probably go even a little bit higher if you wanted.
The
Are there
The
any other
previous-
actives in there?
Sorry, say that again, Carol.
Sorry, are there any other actives in that building?
Just
Or
this
just
one.
the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unit
Yeah.
210.
So I would still be looking at 255 in that range, really. Because 35 square feet less sort of thing, and the floor on that one was a little higher, correct? So yeah, that's where I would in that range.
Well, look at this. So these are all your actives that you're going to be competing against right now. So the cheapest one I'm seeing is 289, and that's for 325 square feet. No restrictions.
Oh, what was the strata fee on that other one? Even though I know the unit entitlement would be a little bit bigger, but just curious.
200.
Okay, so it'll be around, not much
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, 203.
Any amenities?
Amenities are nothing. You got an elevator.
no, there's
And in-suite laundry, which is
Yeah.
huge. So if you're looking at the other ones, if they're not in-suite laundry, that makes a difference as well, for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at what's out there right now, competition wise, you got nothing less than 288 on the market. That's a bachelor studio. So, you know, I guess my question would be like, what's the seller want, and you know, what's their time frame?
Well, she doesn't
You
seem
there?
to be in a rush. We've been talking for weeks. There's some
Okay.
like a discarded fence and an old dishwasher that needs to be taken off her deck, and she still hasn't had anyone come pick it up. So
Let's see. Does it show well? I mean, obviously small place, but does it show well overall?
yeah, it's empty. The only problem is inside because the flood was due to a sewer backup, and the restoration company did with washing machines. So there is unfortunately some smelly water. So I'm waiting for the owner to someone come pick that up and put in a new one. I think she's buying a new washing machine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking you could probably get a little bit more aggressive with your list price, but you know, I think if she's open to something more aggressive, I'd probably look at it and tell her we can reassess in a couple of weeks if that doesn't work. But I think, you know, 250, 255 is definitely not out of the question.
Okay.
I personally like
Thank you,
that
guys.
255 idea.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else got any input on this or property they want to do a CMA on? No.
I just asked one question. Is there any way to get a floor plan for this unit?
You mean? Yeah, I mean, she could always get a floor plan, but what's your question, like through someone else or?
Well, I'm only thinking that if this, because it's a bachelor, if it's, depending on the floor plan, does it work for somebody who has to work from home? It depends on how it's set up. Like, does it have a nook? Does it have an angle to which a person can set up an office? Because that'd be a nice marketing edge.
Yeah, I mean, at 300 square feet, I'm guessing they're pretty tight in there.
Exactly.
Actually, there is a little desk area.
part of the kitchen type thing, or?
Well, they've
It's
got it.
the same counter that goes from the kitchen all the way to the sliding door, and the part of the counter by the sliding door is set up as a desk workspace.
Right.
Well, then you've got a nice marketing edge that definitely you could even go a little higher in my estimation, because having an actual place you can dedicate for your laptop or your Zoom meeting is very important now, to me.
What's do you know what they're getting rent wise in that building for similar product?
I'm not sure.
No, I would definitely try to find that out, and when you're listing it, try to appeal to the investor out there as well. Right now, investors, this is usually prime time for investors to come out of the woodwork, just given the time of year. So I would definitely try to angle it that way if you can see that it cash flows or makes some sense financially. Let's see if anyone's got rent listed here. No rent.
By the way, Rain Realty has a component to their company is rentals. So if they were active in that property, they probably did some crunching down on the rents.
Yeah, so I mean, you can see this one that sold in August was rented for $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
So you're definitely cash flowing on this property. I would definitely try to angle it that way and appeal to the investor out there. Yeah, so there's a base number for you, 1,200 in rent. Cool. All right, anyone else? Any questions? Not CMA related? Anything else you guys want me to show you?
I have a question.
Yep.
I have a listing. It's been on the market for 9 days.
Okay.
The sellers bought another place, and they messaged me yesterday thinking they want to do a price reduction. What is the best way to go about this? I have a showing tomorrow, and with Christmas coming, do you guys have any ideas for a strategy?
What's their time frame? Are they in a rush now, or?
Yeah, they take possession around January 20th on their new place.
Okay, and they have to sell before that, or?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, do it right away. I don't think you have too much time to waste here. So, because even if you get an offer by next week, getting it completed by January 20th is going to be a tough call. So,
yeah, getting close.
Have you guys agreed to a price that you want to do the reduction to, or?
They were thinking $15K from 729. It's a 3-bedroom townhouse.
Okay. What's your thoughts on that? Or are you in agreement with that price, or?
Yes, or maybe a bit lower. We had the first weekend of showings where I know in the same complex there was buyers that came through who missed out on multiples a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
They came through and I followed up and they're not writing an offer. So
that one that sold in multiples, is that like an identical comp, or what's the story on that one?
pretty much identical, but in 2006 they had a small fire. So
Yeah.
it's like that place is brand new from the studs.
Okay.
And that place sold for $749, I believe, and my clients listed at $729. We had 11 showings last week on the first week and no offers.
So I'll wait for Aman here, but I would totally reduce the price and call every single agent or touch base them of the ones that went through and let them know of the reduction.
Okay.
And say, hey, you know what? We've reduced the price. Just wanted to let you know. Don't say that they're excited they need to sell or anything like that. Just say we've made a price reduction. You know, are your clients still interested
Okay.
in this property?
Did you get any showing feedback from the people that did visit?
Yeah, it was nothing. Nothing very specific. Nobody said it was overpriced. Some few people said they'll think about it, but nothing materialized.
So reach out to everybody and say, are you gonna give me an offer before Christmas, and see if you can stoke the fire.
Yep.
And then if there's anybody that's a little bit interested in conversation, then you can go, you know what, they're motivated, throw out something. And if it's a verbal discussion, sorry, Carol, well, my guys don't want to go over this amount, then you can go, well, you know what, maybe we should start talking, see if you can stir it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, contact them all with the price reduction, but be careful how you say motivation, because you don't want them to come in lowballing. So, and it's also by client instruction, but absolutely put it out there to every agent that's gone through.
Not desperation, but any family that's trying to sell before Christmas, wouldn't that be really nice if they can get that off their plate before Christmas Day? That's your selling feature for reaching out to them, to try and wrap it up with a bow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll just call and say there's a price reduction. That's it. I'm not going to say anything else, really.
Yeah, that's how I would do it personally.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got their different ways, but I just say, hey, you know what,
And
price
let everybody
reduction.
know.
Because obviously when there's a price reduction, they know that they're motivated.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, Thomas.
All good.
Battery cut out there. Did they kind of answer all your questions, or?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if to mention, you know, obviously you can send out a notice through Touchbase as well. Anyone that's requested to view it or ask any questions, just sending them an update that the price has been reduced. So do that for sure. Anyone else? Questions?
I had a question. It's not CMA related, but so I don't have any listings right now, or buyers, but I was wondering of like marketing other agents' listings on my social media and using that as a way to get potential buyers. And I was wondering, like, how would I, what were your thoughts on that? Because I was thinking of just like emailing different agents saying like, hey, can I use some photos from your listings and post it on my social media? And then say something along the lines of, have you seen this beautiful home in Port Coquitlam? Contact me and we can go see it together. Something like that. What?
Do it and then post it on Marketplace as an ad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so a couple of rules around that. Obviously, try to stick within the KW family if you can.
Yeah, that was my plan, yeah.
And just reach out to that agent and just, you know, make sure they're good with it. Other than that, do it for sure. Ask David. He's been all over that, and I think it's worked well for you, right?
Yeah, yeah. I spent a lot of time in the very beginning doing that and doing videos for it. 95% of the agents appreciated the exposure, the attention that it was getting, and there's only one person that kind of came back with, "Are you trying to ride coattails or the whatever?" And then we realized that somebody missed a text message and somebody else replied to me, and it was one of those, oh, okay, yeah, sorry. So yeah, just reach out to make sure they're cool with it. And most of them are, and then you kind of tag them in the post to get the traffic back and forth. And once you get a little system, you can be doing it every day because we got time right now.
Yeah. Thank you. I want to know more about that because I definitely want to incorporate that into my social media right now. And I think it would be a good way to market myself as well. as well as helping out the listing agent and giving them that exposure as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Just when you're doing it, just make sure you're tagging that agent as well.
Yeah. I don't want to like post their listing and have it confused with people thinking that it's my listing. I don't want to do that. So I have to be really careful with that because I don't. And I talked to Ron as well, and he said that I can do that as long as I don't put the price of the listing as well on there. So I'm not allowed to do that. So I was just wondering if there's any other things that I needed to know with that to be more careful. Because I don't want to make
technical or legal stuff, or
like if I'm posting someone else's listing, so I need to like tag that agent so that people know that's the listing agent, and then I can't put the price of the property. I was wondering if there's any other little things that
just make sure you got the brokerage name on there.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's sort of how you want to word it, phrase it. Yeah, I think it's pretty open, fair.
Okay.
Shannon, if you want to go back to my Facebook page, like way back, you can see a lot of examples. Some good, some better, but
There's a real estate council site under advertising, and that's a really good place to look because that's who's going to ding you if it's advertised wrong. So go to the council site and see advertising.
You know who's great at the office for that kind of stuff? Carla. She knows all the rules inside out. So if you are unsure, just reach out to her. And she'll give you the lowdown breakdown on it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Could I ask a question? It's not quite CMA related.
Yeah, that's okay. Go for it.
Just because we're coming to that time of year where there are a larger volume of expired, any suggestions on a positive approach for contacting these ones?
Door knock, January 1st. Yeah, I mean, just get ready for the first year or the first week. Sorry, in January, there's going to be a ton of expireds that come off. Just be careful of obviously all the rules of privacy protected, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, other than that, it's definitely that time of year where you see a huge influx on expired. So you could try going the route of finding numbers and stuff, but it's tough and a lot of time is taken up doing it that way. So door knocking is usually the best way, quickest anyway. Awesome.
Question.
Sure.
So say for example, there's an expired listing, which your buyer may be interested in, and it's expired, it's not privacy protected. So is it best to get like another agent to kind of try to go get that listing, and then they can take it as a seller, or is it still okay to approach the homeowner directly and say, hey, I know your house is off the market and it's expired and I've got a buyer? Like, what's the best way to approach that?
So if your buyer is going to buy it, the way I would approach it would be to approach the seller. If they want to sell, refer it out to someone, someone that you work with in the office or whatever the case is, and get it listed, and maybe put it up as an exclusive, whatever the case is, and then get your buyers to write on it. I would do it that way. If your buyers are not going to write on it, then go after it yourself.
Sounds good.
Can I just throw one thing out for everybody as we're getting close to Christmas? This week I've been reaching out through Facebook and Messenger to people that are in my list, but I didn't have a lot of information on them, like either a cell phone or an email. And I think I sent out about 250 messages saying, hey, as we're getting close to the Christmas season, I just wanted to know if I could send you a digital Christmas card this year. Can I get your email address? And out of the 250 that I sent out, I've got, I think it's about 130 emails back this week of saying, hey, David, great, awesome. I'd love to get a Christmas card for me. Here's my email address. And out of those 130, I probably had maybe 40 or 50 quick little conversations and 3 people that might turn into business in the new year. So for my command health score, that a lot of them were in the red. A lot of them were green, but with just names and phone numbers, it went up, I think, I don't know how many percentages. It's now almost at 50% compared to the market office. And I got a whole lot of people to do a newsletter in the new year, birthday touch bases, and the whole plan of making sure that my idiot friends forget me, kind of like what Jordan was talking about last week.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good. So what's your script around that, or your verbiage?
It was literally just, hey, as we're getting close to the Christmas season, I was wondering if I could send you a digital Christmas card with a little emoji tree and Santa. Can I get your email address? And the ones that opened it and replied back, they're like, sure. Because most people have like name and cell numbers in their contacts for their phone. I think my phone, I've got like 700 people. 500 of them are in my database, but out of those 500, I was missing a whole lot of emails. So now I'm better set up to be gently reminding them in the new year with touch bases.
Excellent.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Excellent.
And it's a great excuse. Like anybody that says, no, I don't want a Christmas card from you, David, go fly a kite. They probably weren't gonna want to use me in real estate, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a nice soft touch. So I like that.
Yeah.
So, David, are you using a specific website or something that you're creating the digital cards with?
In Command, I've been spending the last couple of weeks with all my buyers kind of waiting until the new year and using the campaigns, some of the built-in. I used to use MailChimp previously at another job, so I was a little bit familiar with how to use it, set it up, and then running the program, the newsletters. Command's kind of the same, but a little bit different. So do it on a couple tests. I do it to the wife's email and run downstairs and check her email and go, yeah, that didn't work. So a little bit of trial and error. But if you get into Command and if you've got your contacts set up in Command properly and as complete as you can, you could put a lot of work into it this season while people aren't door knocking or doing their home stuff, right?
Okay, thank you.
If I can ask, is there a way to coordinate things from Evernote into Command? So if you've got your contacts in Evernote in your database, is there a transfer that faster into?
What cell phone do you use, iOS or Android?
iPhone.
Okay, so yeah, if you go into Command and you set up your PieSync, it'll pull all your contacts into Command. But I strongly urge you, clean up your contacts in your phone first before you sync. Because once you pull a contact into Command and then you go and delete it out of your phone, it won't delete the contact in Command, and you're manually going through Command going, that's a garbage number. That was just the name and phone number for Best Buy at Coquitlam Center. And yeah, it's a lot of work.
Okay. So clean before you send.
Yeah. If you guys have watched any of the YouTube videos or the Command videos on how to set up your Command and get it to help you, I would. I've spent a lot of time these last few months trying to learn as much as I know, and I still don't know everything, but it's starting to help me as far as adding the activities, their addresses, their neighborhoods, and then the plan for the next year is to start working with it.
Awesome. Good advice. Anyone else? Anyone got any plans for the weekend? Open houses?
Where in Command would you in that?
Sorry, Manveer, your connection's really rough. I can't hear you.
Oh, not sure why. I got all the bars there. I was just asking, like, so where, like, for me in Command, all I've done is put in my contacts. So what would you suggest would be the next thing I try to kind of like learn, because I feel like there's so much to learn to do with Command.
There's a lot. So figure out where you want to go with it. I haven't gone through Command for any of the social media, any of those type of Command campaigns. It's just now starting to figure out how to do newsletters. Like when people in my friends list on Facebook pop up saying, hey, it's Sally's birthday, I send her a quick text saying happy birthday, like most of us do. The next step is to add Facebook birthday information into Command birthdays. And then I'll be setting up a birthday greeting saying, hey, and whether or not I add a picture of me in a birthday hat or something silly, or me and the dog or whatever. And every time they get that little birthday card that's branded KW at the top, me, David Seller Real Estate, sell a home for you, and a cute picture of me and the dog or whatever. The top of mind thing is really all I'm aiming for right now, because that's where I feel my, kind of like anybody that was on the call on Monday with Jordan, when Jordan said that this past year he's tracked that 94% of his business has come from social media and online presence, I probably had the biggest thank goodness moment, because I feel with my background and where I want to run my business, that social media and the online presence is where I'm going to have the best bang.
Thank you.
But yeah, as far as Command, if you've got your contacts in Command and they're all good, great. What I do, I've got 3 reminders in my phone to say, hey, update my Command database, because, oh, today I had 3 text messages from somebody that wanted to know something. I then go into Command and say, make a little activity note. Had a quick conversation with Tracy about in springtime, the kids are out of school and they want to downsize. And a reminder to follow up on this date with Command notifications rather than just relying on my phone. And then marking them as leads. Like, because in the very beginning, I had a zillion contacts into Command and none of them were seen as leads. Whereas I know X many people on my phone, or notes on my phone, or scrap pieces of paper on the desk. Oh, I got to follow up with Roger and Tracy because their house is too small. They want to sell their condo and get a townhouse. I wasn't tracking that in Command. It helped me stay on top of it.
Menver, I was going to say, with Command, a good resource for you is, so the office has the weekly sessions with Scott Leroy. Try to attend those if you can. You can pick and choose which ones you want to go into. You know, they have campaign ones, design ones, all that kind of stuff. Second resource I would say is YouTube. Go there and check out some of those videos on there, and that should give you a good idea of what to do and what to work on. So
what's the guy on YouTube? That's the, what's it called? 66-day challenge.
John Morris or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Google KW Command
challenge.
Find it. Yeah. And his stuff, some of them are on point, some of them get a little bit long, but if you're watching them on one device or an iPad and you're doing it on the computer and you're pausing and doing, that's how I learned how to do most of the things that I'm comfortable with now.
Yeah, I mean, it's that those are probably the best resources. It takes some time definitely to go through it, but you know, you can skip what you know and move on to the next thing, but lean on that.
It's also pretty easy to use the smart plans now. I've got most of my clients on a smart plan now. I've got a 30-day reminder, a 60-day reminder, a 90-day reminder. It just triggers inside Command, says, oh yeah, I haven't talked to this guy in a while. The leads I track inside Command. The people that I know, I don't track it so much in Command, but I'm using it for reminders. It's pretty good.
Yeah, like there's lots of tools in Command, a lot of tools in our phones, whether it's iOS, Android, things, Evernote, like whatever you guys are comfortable with that you know is going to help you stay on top of things or hold you accountable to getting stuff done. Like I've got a reminder on my phone to hound Mickey at least once a week to get his social media going, because him and I have a conversation a few weeks back, and I'm like, where is it? And finally, he's like, listen, I'm going to do it over Christmas time, and then I'll be awesome. I'll have tons and tons of stuff. But it's literally holding ourselves accountable is tough, as well as when you got other people checking in saying, hey, you haven't done a post. Hey, you haven't done your reach out to people. I got a reminder on my phone for 3 times a day to send out my video messages to at least 3 people. So my rule that I try and hold myself accountable for is to pick up my phone. If you guys watch Tom Ferry and his love of bonbon, it's my version of just saying, hey, Sally, how you doing? Haven't seen you forever. I hope you're doing well. I hope COVID's treating you good, and I'll talk to you soon. And I save it and send out the video. And a couple of minutes later, I'll get a weird text message saying, wow, you're really bald, hey, David? Or, wow, you look really old. And that turns into, like, I've had great relationships in 30 years of where I've worked and stuff. So I've got people that know that I'm funny and friendly and whatever. And if those are the relationships that are coming back, saying, what are you doing now? Now you're doing really, oh my goodness, how's it going? And 20 minutes later, we're like, okay, I need to get back to work. I'll talk to you later. I got to re-establish a connection with somebody that I literally haven't worked in a building with for 8 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, and what David was talking about, accountability, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys all got each other's numbers at this point. Just pick a couple partners that you guys are going to check up on each other and, you know, do that kind of stuff, whether it's once a week or once every few days. That's the biggest part, right? I mean, we all want to do things. We all want to make sure that we get these tasks completed, but the problem is having that motivation and someone kicking you in the butt to do it. Yeah. So I would say that's the first step. Definitely exchange numbers, phone, email addresses, or whatever, and keep each other accountable for it. You guys are all here on the training weekly, so you guys are all at the, you know, that same level of motivation, hopefully. So. Anything else, guys? I think in terms of our calls, we're going to be on next Monday again. And then after that, our next session most likely won't be till January 4th, right after the holidays. So we'll have about, I guess, a couple weeks off here. Yeah. And then I don't think Chris will be here Monday. He'll be a little bit busy, but he'll probably be back in the new year. So it'll just be me, Carol, and Hiroshi for the next session as well. Let me just check what's on the agenda for next one. Carol, what's Jordan was here on Monday. Do you remember what we hit the previous session?
That was all the marketing, the Instagram. That was the last Monday.
So, okay. So we are at, most likely we'll probably go through just the investing and financing side of real estate. And then we'll probably end the year on that and start fresh on January 4th. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, we're still here for a bit if you want, or we can wrap up, whatever you guys want to do. Anyone, any questions? Ask away.
I do have a question.
You do.
So when we're looking at a title search, what are the things that we're looking for?
So just what you're looking for on the title search?
Yeah, like, you know, like what should we be checking to see to make sure that it's good?
So, you know, it's a little bit different on the buy side and the list side. When you're going to list a property, the biggest things are you want to find out if there's, you know, second, third mortgages on there, who's actually on the title. I don't know, Carol, what else would you want to know?
Yeah, you know, the thing is with title search, making sure it's current, exactly, the owners, totally, and keeping in mind that when it comes to completion, the lawyers or conveyance team pulls another title to see if there's any other charges coming on, because title today can be different in title in 3 weeks. So, and if you have any questions, and I know I say this 1,000 times to agents, if you're confused about it, ask the listing agent if they know anything. If not, have the buyer's lawyer review it, because at the end of the day, they're the ones making those decisions. Because sometimes there's things on titles, and I'm sure, Aman, that you and I've, in our years of doing this, it's like, what is this? So if we're not sure,
I've seen some, there's stuff that you'll see on there that is like mind blowing. Some of the stuff is racist nowadays that I've seen. This silly stuff. Like I know one house, it was an older house in Coquitlam, and they weren't allowed to have chickens on the property or something. That was part of the covenant. But when you're listing, it's a little bit different from when you're a buyer. So when you're a buyer, the things you probably want to look at are easements, right-of-ways, any liens, that kind of stuff on there. But kind of what Carol said, if you're unsure, definitely get the lawyer to review it as well. But yeah, that's what I would initially look for.
Thank you.
No worries. Shannon, I think you might have had a question.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hi. I have a question about referrals. I have a buyer who wants to buy a recreational property. I have referred him to somebody. We filled out my part of the referral agreement, and I spoke with the agent and sent it off to her, and then I never heard back. How does it usually work? Does like the agent that got referred to, do they sign the form and send it back to me, or are they supposed to contact my client first? What's like the order of things?
So I mean, obviously, so you've got the signed document back, or?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so follow up with the agent and definitely get that back. You know, that other than that, I mean, you want to check in with your client or the person you referred and the agent every now and then, just see how things are going. Do you know if they're actively looking or if they're actually dealing with the situation or where things are at?
I don't know. Client. I mean, she has mention on the referral form, but she hasn't. And I feel like if she has
is a property local? Sorry, is the property local or is it in BC, Canada, US?
It's in BC. It's on the Shuswap Lake, and she's apparently not in that area, so that's why I picked her.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, what I would say is that definitely follow up with the agent and just see where things are at, and remind her just to send you a copy of it. You need it for your records, and the office needs a copy of it. Other than that, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. If you find out that she's not really dealing with it, maybe look for somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. How long has it been?
It's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So I think you've given it enough time. Just follow up before the holidays and see where things are at. See if she needs anything else, and go from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Just get that referral form signed and back. Anybody else? All right, I think we are good for today. Carol, got anything you want to add, or?
No, just thank everybody for their support and attending our meetings. We really appreciate it. And just refer us to all the other agents that to come join our coaching.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Enjoy the weekend, guys, and we'll see you on Monday. And yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to us. You got our email addresses and phone numbers and all that, but hopefully you have a good one.
Have a good day.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Thank you.